What is going on? I want to talk about what it means to create on social media. We live in an age where social media is very prevalent, for good or for bad. So let's talk about it. Personally speaking, I use social media to promote myself, promote my message, and share my story. So in my opinion, part of being a creator is expressing yourself. It's truly an art form. No matter what you do, it could be singing, dancing, drawing, cooking. The social media allows you to amplify that message and further tell your story to a wider audience. It has removed the barrier to entry and allowed regular people like me and you the ability to share and express themselves. You no longer need to be like a celebrity, because we are all celebrities in our own right. And in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you have 10 followers, 20 followers, 2,000 followers, or 2 million followers. For me, the point is creation, love, freedom, and creation, and creating, sharing your story, expressing yourselves. And I think you can tell when somebody is vibrating with positive intentions. If they're cooking something and they're using the best ingredients and they're cooking with love, passion, and care, there's no question you should be able to taste the difference. You can take one bite and be like, this is good. This tastes like something meaningful, as opposed to something maybe with not the best ingredients where people aren't happy making it. They just want to make money. There's a motive, there's an agenda. Of course, we live in a world where there are 3D world responsibilities, but there's a balancing act in bringing those two together in order to sell and market yourself in a way, but still doing things for the right reason. Think about that. And also with my marketing company where we create short form video for restaurant growth, the purpose is to allow restaurants the platform to control their own narrative and give them the tools and support to do that, rather than rely solely on external people, places, controlling their narrative. That's not to say that people can't speak about places, they can, but first and foremost, I control my own narrative, you control your own narrative. Anyone can say what they want about me, but this is who I am. Now here's an example of using our platform creating, maybe not with the best intention. And again, this is allegedly what I see on social media, so it may or may not be true. But there was backlash after an influencer messaged a well-known bakery and cafe in Phoenix, Arizona called JL Patisserie, my French is not that good, and asked to create a collab in exchange for food. And I don't know if it was paid or what have you, but the bakery replied and was like, we're not interested at this time, it's not in the budget. It turns out this creator, this influencer, still went to the cafe, bought their own pastries and drinks, and proceeded to film a video describing their experience. People, I think, should be entitled to genuinely express how they feel or how they think. However, this creator received a lot of backlash because her review may have been untruthful. She was saying that everything is bad when you can tell that bakery, they use really good ingredients and they care about the quality. So then the owner of the bakery provided a response and talked about the ingredients that they use, so they kind of shut down that influencer and then the account is like deleted or something. Another example happened in New York City when an influencer made an arrangement to go to a Vietnamese restaurant. So the Vietnamese restaurant located in Chef Papa Vietnamese kitchen to film a piece of content. They spent $200, left a $6 tip, and then they didn't post the video. So then the owner posted a video on Instagram saying, how come you didn't post the video? Like, I got scammed by an influencer. And then they posted a video saying how bad the experience was, and then they got backlash from that, and then they had to take down all the videos. So the moral of the story is, like, what are the intentions of some of these people that are doing that? In the first example with the bakery, there are many perceptions involved in making a decision. It's not just, is the food good, is the food not good? There's many outside factors that influence how we feel about certain things. For example, if you wait in line for 2 hours, if you're hungry, if you're not hungry, if you're sick, do you feel like eating your favorite food or do you want something like soup? It matters the time and place. So the fact that subconsciously the cafe said, we're good right now, thank you, but we don't want to partner. Those are not the exact words. In the creator influencer's mind, probably like, oh, I don't need them, I'm gonna go tell them how it is. they felt like that and they put that energy into the review, and it backfired because it wasn't authentic and it was coming from a place of likely spite. In the second example, it's just not staying true to your word and not being honorable, and then trying to do damage control after that to salvage the situation and make yourself look good, but it turns out you make yourself even look worse. So what's the moral of the story is just be honest, open, and if you want to use your platform, if you want to tell the truth, and be willing and able to stay strong, hold your firm foundation when it's coming from truth. The thing is, many people lie, manipulate, and pry on people that are weaker than them because they're standing here from a perceived status level. But what we're realizing from a collective level, and I was talking about social media, now we're talking about a lot of things. Everything is unraveling, and you can stand up to authority. You can speak your truth. You can let your voice be heard. And I think that's fundamental in being a content creator, because you can express yourself in true art. You can lead, you can inspire. Personal example where, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of influencer activity around this restaurant is Radio Bakery in New York City. A lot of influencers go there, they film content. There's always lines out the door. But I went there on a Thursday at 9 a.m. I could automatically smell the aroma of the bakery. I can see all the staff members in the back because they have an open kitchen making all the delicious pastries, and they actually look happy making it. And then the staff in the front, they're happy and everything's fresh. They have savory items like breads and focaccia. I got a loaf of sourdough. I got an olive sourdough. I got a focaccia sandwich. And then they have the sweet treats like cookies, croissants. I tried something called corn cake, which is like a cornbread, but they use cornmeal. It's like using my culinary mind, I think it's like a blondie, but they use cornmeal, so it has more of a corny flavor. I brought some food. I walked out the door. I had one bite of the corn cake and I was like, this is good. And then I went back and I got a couple more for my family. Also influencing that experience was I only had to wait 10 minutes to get into the bakery. If I had to wait 2 hours on a rainy day, my perception of the bakery might be different. Or if I'm waiting online for 2 hours and then I got a text from my girlfriend saying, Michael, I hate you, I want to break up with you, that's going to influence how I feel in that moment. And then when I finally buy the pastries, I'm be like, it's not worth it. So there are many external factors that influence and program, like we're running on a program how we feel, but specifically that bakery is good and I recommend it. My point is that listen to your heart, try what resonates with you, and you can tell right away, like walking in there, I was like, I know this is going to be good. Like it's not just all the hype, like you could smell it, you can feel the vibe, the people in there are working hard, you can feel it, all right? It's not so much about me speaking about it, it's like I went in there, I felt it. Period. This is part 2 of the video. I had to feed my dog. My camera is on 10%, so I just charged it for another 10%. The point that I'm trying to make is that there are many forms of influence out there. People want the fame, the glory, the respect, because you want to be part of something as a human need, right? You want to be part of the crowd. The more that we expand our consciousness, this is getting a little bit deeper. The more that we expand our consciousness, we could begin to see the programming, the layers, the intentions of the people that are putting out different messages, and then decide if it resonates with us. We don't have to follow the leader. We don't have to follow the program. And the beauty of content creation is you can essentially express your individual self. You can be inspired by what I say, but then change it a little bit and express yourself with good intentions, not with a motive, not trying to lie and manipulate people, but keep in mind that there are people out there that do that. So it's about seeing the situation for what it is and seeing if it resonates for you. People want to be creators for the wrong reason, the vanity, the fame, instead of actually wanting to help people. But the people that actually want to help people and are actually passionate about what they do, take note of those people. Because I'll say this, like, many people don't have a purpose in life, and I know that I didn't have a purpose in life for a long time because I was just following what other people told me to do. There's nothing wrong with that, because I think, we all need to go through that and experience that and then break through that and move towards the path that makes more sense for us. There are still people that are easily influenced, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, I'm influenced too still by things. I just find it crazy how in this world that we live in, there are some people with influence that don't have positive intentions, and it's not an equal exchange. So I believe as we expand our consciousness to see the bigger picture and realize that we are all one and one is all us. We're all fragments of the same expression, but it's expressed differently through our own individual character and experiences. But once we know we all come from Source, and Source is us, we all kind of want the same thing, and that's to be connected in a way. You know, I remember when I was younger, I was labeled as learning disabled, and I really thought there was a problem with me because I wasn't put in the normal learning class. I had my own like private class. I wasn't with my classmates, and for all the exams I had extra time, so I thought there was something wrong with me. But there was two teachers that really believed in me, Miss Iverson and Miss Traeger, who made me see that actually what everyone is telling me I'm not good at is actually my strength. But it wasn't until I was older and I embodied that more and more, and I'm still working on that and not fading into lack mindset mentality, that I am powerful and I am special how I am, and it allows me to express myself how I am, and it allows me to be myself how I am. But I had to experience feeling like nothing, feeling like I'm not part of something, in order to first lead myself and now inspire others. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but where it happens is people have negative experiences. Instead of rising above it and shedding the skin and then moving past the pain, they stay in the pain, and then instead of alchemizing the pain, they just spread the pain to other people. And back to what I said about we are all Source and Source is all us, and we're all experiencing the synchronicities of life. In a way, we are our own synchronicity. So when we start moving toward the path of opening up our consciousness and following our hearts, we will begin to realize synchronicities working out, people, places, and things, opportunities opening up. They're not external from us. It's because we're internally shifting our mind and our programming to vibrate and move forward in positivity for this new chapter. Instead of looking solely at what people do, instead we're looking within. What should Michael do? Maybe Michael is going to take the path less chosen. And when I do that, I get momentum, and people, places, opportunities, synchronicities come my way tenfold. So I want that success for you. I want that positivity for you. I want that joy and peace for you. And you know, I think we're all entitled to expressing ourselves. We're all entitled to creation, art, freedom, and you know, having a platform on social media. Again, like I said, 20 followers, 10 followers, 100 followers, 1,000,000 followers, it doesn't matter to me, as long as we're expressing ourselves from a place of good intentions and not always listening to the conditioning, the auto program that's presented from us, and not being automatically impacted by external circumstances to influence our decisions, staying neutral, staying level. So then we can channel the message, the energy that actually is the truth, rather than focusing on fear or grief or anger. We don't want to spread that. It's important. It's important to release it, but spreading that to other people, we can do a better job of managing that. And I'm losing my voice right now. And social media is just a tool in order to express ourselves, which can be used for positivity or negativity, just like something like tarot cards. And it's just a tool to help me become more aligned with myself. Just like social media, for me, is a tool for me to become more aligned with myself, because I've showcased different parts of my journey, my life experiences. I look back, it's like a digital diary. I can see my growth, I can see my evolution. And this one is cool. It's Tarot of the Divine, brings traditional tarot archetypes to life with blah blah blah. It basically is inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. So I really like this deck. Let's pick a couple cards. Bright light. Okay. Okay, the High Priestess and the King of Coins, the High Priestess. So, Turkey, Arabic folk tale. The High Priestess is a keeper of vast knowledge, with a story for every situation. I'm going to say this incorrectly. Scheherazade asks the listener to focus on what their subconscious tells them, encouraging them to form their own conclusions. Her power is vast, yet subtle. Her answers always mysterious. So this card upright says wisdom, intuition, dreams, meandering, and enigma. And then reversed says ignorance, shallowness, lack of trust, and closed mind secrets. And the King of Coins. So the King of Coins usually I take as like prosperity, abundance, and more of a slow forward stability. So I like how this card depicts like a turtle, the tortoise and the hare, right? Don't count the turtle out. You don't gotta always be first one to the finish line. You could be a turtle turtles are still tough. They still win the day, and there's a tree on top. So let's read about this one. So King of Coins. Hanuna, the world turtle. Okay, this is from North America and Iroquois mythology, so cool, this deck. The King of Coins represents stability and faithfulness. The world turtle is strong enough to support the weight of others' hopes and dreams. He may not be an active participant in their lives, but he was always dependable, slow and steady. Upright, success, dependability, conservatism, strong will, willing to work. Reversed, corruption, materialism, ruthlessness, authority, indulgence. So based on these two card meanings, following your heart, doing things from a grounded nature, not going after the low-hanging fruit all the time, and actually putting in the work, putting in the consistency, so you get the fruition, the results that you're looking for. You could take it back to social media, because I'm going back from like deep thinking to something more relatable. Is it really the goal to go viral, or is it more important to be unforgettable for your following and stay top of mind? And then over time, through consistency, you will increase your following slowly but surely. And if you get a viral video, great. But if you just want to go after a one hit and do something or say something that might not be aligned with you, what are the repercussions? So that's why I like the more grounded, stable approach to success, because Rome wasn't built in a day, and life has many ups and downs. Now we can get instant gratification with social media. You can get likes, comments, and it's amazing, but we need to ground ourselves and still keep going on the course through this energy and sort through the lies, sort through the deception, and still use platform like social media to spread our message, to speak our truth, to unlock who we are and share our message with the collective, so then other people feel inspired to share their own message too and be their true selves too. And I'm not saying all influencers, creators are bad. Actually, I know and I've met many ones that I respect. When there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I wish you well. Peace.